When it comes to your livestock, we understand the time, energy, and money that you've got invested. We want to make sure that when you bring us the animal, that every one of us, we're all confident in knowing that you get back the animal that you bring in. So what we're fixing to show you is just a day in the life of Wild Country. We're going to show you the process from the time that your livestock is dropped off and what it goes throughout the process to assure that it's your animal that you take home that will ultimately feed your family. This is where it all starts. Got to make sure that you get them tagged properly and weighed.
Getting right at about 1270.
682 goes to a guy named Joe.
Joe what?
I don't know.
Joe Blow. Can I write Joe Blow on there?
Right.
Okay.
And his number is 918-688.
You want to see one? Let's do it. Finally time to cut the beef. It's aged. Again, we cut everything on about a 10 to 14 day hang cycle. So what we do is we take the beef, it's got a couple names on it. We're gonna go get it in the cooler and match it up. We're gonna show you how that's done. So just to kind of give you an idea on how big this thing is, you know, I'm about 5'6", weigh about 200 pounds. This thing makes me look tiny. Anyhow, Kurt's gonna go ahead and get this thing broke. You're gonna notice it's gonna come in between the 12th and 13th rib, and that's where we break it. Got to break this front quarter away from the hind quarter. Hey, and while we're here, I want to show everyone too, man, this thing's got a great, this is the hanging tender. You've always heard about the hanging tender. There's only one on a beef. You can tell this is a good mature beef because it's got a great hanging tender. Amount of marbling that we've got. This is a really good beef. This beef's going to grade out at about choice, high select. There's a front quarter. what's this thing doing, Joel?
This is portioning it out in 1 pound, perfectly 1 pound squares.
Okay, show us what it does. Now it's real important to know that if you notice as we were cutting that beef, that there's only one beef in here at a time. We don't bring multiple customers into this room. So it's one customer at a time. And then in this grinder here, one beef at a time in here.
Yep, one beef at a time.
We do not mix beef together. That each beef, and if they're split sides, each side's done separate. In this case, he got both sides, so we're grinding both sides together. But never do 2 beef enter this grinder at any time.
Clean it out between each one, and everybody gets what they bring in.
That's good. So you're gonna notice this cutting sheet and that hot tack follows this beef. Every pan has a name on it. That way it ensures that nothing's mixed up. So here we are, we got this beef. Now again, this is both sides done at one time. You're gonna see here we got tags on about every pan, so there's no way that we can mix this up. Now we're gonna send this to the girls so they can get it packaged. Okay, so it's time to get this packaged. So this cutting sheet's gonna come over here. And Miss Abby, just real quick, she's got a work in progress sheet. Now right here, what are you doing here? What's all this about?
So it's basically just the inventory for what they're getting on there.
Getting it. So we count everything they're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many places do that, but that's right. When you leave here, we can tell you how many T-bones, how many ribeyes, how many packages of hamburger, the whole thing. So we count it. Now again, a human does it. So do we ever make mistakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now who catches the butcher's mistakes, Abby?
Me.
Abby catches them all, 100%. But yeah, when we're done, we're basically going to take and we're going to count everything that we do. You can see here that all the names are matching up, tracking it the whole way. All right, I'm going to get out of your way. Okay, here you go. So Miss Connie over here, she's slamming this in this bag. You're gonna see here, it's got the label, the name, the date, and what it is. So every package is gonna have the name to who it's going to. So you're gonna watch this. It just cycled on the other side. She's fixing to throw it over here, and these steaks are right here. Goes down. Now she's gonna take these right here. Every package label with customer's name on it. Now Elizabeth, what are you putting this on? It's on a scale, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so we weigh every box?
yes,
Weigh every box.
and write it down.
And we write it down. That's good. So what they do is everything that's packaged comes into this box and we put it on a scale so we weigh it. That way we know exactly how much weight you're taking home. Okay, so they're through the majority of the steak cuts and the roast. You can see here all these boxes. Now this is what we see over here. This is the steak cuts, roast, stew meat, that kind of stuff. Takes up these boxes. This rack's getting full. Again, you're still gonna see every label's got a name on it, every package. Now they're fixing to start the burger. So we got this work in progress sheet with the inventory down the side. You can see here all the steaks that they got. This particular beef didn't want a whole lot of the weird steaks, so they just got a lot of the good grilling steaks and hamburger. And Miss Abby, you got all that counted down, right?
Yep.
Meat cutters didn't make any mistakes on
Nope,
that one?
not today.
You know why? Because I was on the tables with them. So now we're just gonna add up the weight of those boxes to get that on the inventory sheet. So this beef had a 786 carcass weight and it produced 537.1 pounds. We'll take that and divide it by that carcass weight. 68%. That's how much meat they're taking home. That is a great percentage. So we take that and we put it right here. So we know what your carcass weight is, what your take-home weight is, and we figure the percentage. We've got all your packages counted right here on the side of that. So you see here, each box is counted. This particular beef produced 11 boxes. Each box has the name on it as well, so it's followed all the way into the freezer. So now we're gonna take this to the freezer. Okay, you can see here that all these boxes have labels on them and names. If it looks cold, it is. It's minus 20 in here.
I feel it.
Woo! So we've got this on the freezer shelf, and you're going to notice that we don't interchange beef. Each beef goes down. So when I go to carry this thing out, I know that the name is here and it tells me how many boxes. That way we're going to try to make sure that we get them all carried out and that we don't mix and match the beef, even in the freezer. So the day's finally here. It's time for this beef to leave. They're here now taking care of the cash register stuff, doing all the payments, and then we're fixing to get it carried out.
Back up where it says load here, right yellow sign.
So you can see before this goes to the carry-out guy, it tells him exactly how many boxes is on it, and it's got the name. You're gonna go back to that freezer and find it, right?
Yep.
Let's go. Gotta get back in the freezer, minus 20, always love it. You remember when we put it in, now we're just gonna pull this thing out. So it's still in the same spot it was a couple weeks ago. You're gonna notice we come in, we know every box, every number, and so we're gonna make sure we get it pulled out. Picture of me on the horse.
Yes.
That's the guy you bought.
Oh, okay.
So we hope that you enjoyed that video to kind of show you exactly what we go through to assure that your animal is yours when you take it home. And I hope that if you ever have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out and ask any one of us to help you. Again, we want to thank you, tell you that we appreciate you, and God bless.